right. That was a turbulent beginning here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 42.
Oh, God, we're live.
42. I'm saying that
That's
correctly.
more than 41.
It's one more than 41. Tonight we've got myself, Kevin. Hello. I'm here again. We have Alex and then Mike again joining us as it's pretty good regular over here. He's been here quite a few times from Mike's Nerd Cave YouTube channel. How are you boys
guys, what's up?
doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Happy Monday. This isn't a Sunday. I was on vacation, so we had to push things a little bit, but still
Mr.
had a
Fancy guy.
lot to talk about. So yeah, quick preview of the show. If you're just listening right now and you want to decide if you want to keep listening, well, you should, because
Yes.
this past Friday was a planned Animal Crossing Direct with some unplanned non-Animal Crossing related information and pricing that have just blowing up everywhere on Twitter and Reddit and the gaming world altogether. But before we get into all of that stuff, let's talk about what we've been doing the last week. So, Mike, let you go first this time. I think you were a headliner the other night. So,
All right.
what's going on? How's this week been for you? What have you
Well,
been playing
this
over
week, continued more Spyro with the girlfriend, and so last week I know I was talking about we were almost done with Year of the Dragon. We have fully completed it, like 100. Maybe we had, I don't know. We're like 116%. We made sure last night. We got all the last couple gems we needed. We went back to Riptire's Rage, and we're like going through all the bonus Speedway levels, trying to 100% that. But we also, after the Animal Crossing release stuff, we got excited to hop back into Animal Crossing together and
Wow.
do that. And besides that, just still working my way through Ghost of Tsushima, and I have a backlog right now that is growing like no other with all of the releases that have been happening the last like week or two.
I wanted to ask you, so I tried to figure out how to get the upgrade for Ghost of Tsushima, but I didn't put the disc in. I was trying to look in the PlayStation store on my PS5, but I didn't see anything. So do I have to put the disc in?
So you gotta put the disc in.
Okay.
You have to pay, once you put the disc in, you have to pay the $10 upgrade fee.
See, my problem is I uninstalled
Excuse me.
it, so I can't even get to the menu of the game until you reinstall it. And I was like, I didn't want to wait for that. I thought.
Oh no, yeah, you need both of them installed either way. So you put the disc in, you install it,
Running out of
then
space, you
you can
guys.
pay the $10 to download the PS5 version. Then once you have both installed, you can transfer your save data from the PS4 version to the PS5 version, but only while both are installed.
Oh my
And then
God.
you can delete the PS4 version if you want to, but I think that just makes sense at that point. And then you can pay another $20 to download the Iki Island content if you want to get the full thing.
What you're saying is it's incredibly easy and not complicated. That's what I'm hearing.
What I'm saying is PlayStation should steal Xbox's homework for smart delivery and figure that out.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's insane.
Everyone kind of made fun of like smart delivery being an advertised feature at first when Xbox was like, we have this thing where you can play your backwards, like your last gen games on the new console, and they just work. And everyone's like, so we expect that these days. And then PlayStation 5 was like, hold my beer.
Yeah,
So
that's pathetic. I don't even know if I can install both the games right now without uninstalling other things. Because the PS5
that
hard
sounds
drive
like
is
you
a
should
mess.
buy a new NVMe SSD.
That sounds expensive.
Which leads me to our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, whoa, what? Oh my God. You've been listening to
Domino's
too many
Pizza.
YouTube people and podcasts. That was bad.
Our sponsor, Mike's Hot Honey. No, not actually Mike's Hot Honey, just me and my honey.
Honey. They always talk about honey in every podcast.
Oh, I know.
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, they probably don't have it in
You haven't heard
Canada.
of the honey sponsorship?
Do you even know what honey is? Like the add-in for Chrome and stuff?
Oh, okay, like the saves you some money. I thought you were asking me if I even knew what honey is.
No.
I was like,
Not
I know
sponsored.
I'm up in Canada. I get it. Like, maybe we have maple syrup.
They don't have honey in Canada. They just have
Mike's
syrup.
Hot Honey is also a real thing, and it's delicious on pizza. So
Doesn't sound bad.
Oh my gosh.
Honey, I like sweet on pizza. I like pineapple on pizza.
Ah, so do I. My wife
So,
does not. Uh-oh.
So I would have to say the delivery of this first segment of the podcast was similar to the delivery of playing PS4 games on PS5.
Yeah, a hot mess.
And with that, we can probably segue over to Alex.
Perfect. Alex, what do you got going on over there?
Well, I had Metroid Dread going on, and I finished it. It's done. 100% finished it. Over and done with.
And how long did that take you to play through?
12 hours.
Okay, that's respectable.
It's not bad. Like
respectable. Yeah. That's the right word, right?
To unlock hard mode, which I haven't touched yet.
God,
I'll go back to it maybe a bit later down the road to play it on hard. But yeah, 100% finished it. I'd love to talk like that. I'm waiting to find someone who I know who has finished the game to talk spoilers with, because it's like I'm trying to like skirt the line here. I don't want to say too much, but it's like it's really cool how Nintendo decided that it was like, hey, we have this legacy character. Usually they never touch their legacy characters. They're like, oh, this is just wow, and like they actually gave them a personality and made them grow as a character, and they're not the same at the end of the adventure. So it's like, I want to talk to someone about it. So one of you guys finish the game so we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's on my list, and the tough part now is that Animal Crossing DLC is coming, and the girlfriend and I will probably be playing that a lot together because she's more excited for that than she would be to watch me play Metroid Dread. But with that said, I will take my Switch to work and play it on lunch starting here soon.
Well,
there's,
go on, sorry.
There's definitely like Dread. It took me 12 hours to get absolutely everything. If you just want to run through the story, there's actually like an achievement you get for finishing it in less than 4 hours. So it's not that long a game. So
I don't think I finish it that.
If you're not like,
that's insane.
If you're not like obsessed with finding every like missile tank or whatever, like all the little collectibles, you could power through it pretty quick.
Jeez, I can't believe you got through that. That's insane. Did you like every minute of it type of game, or were you kind of like, You
should head over to linkkablegaming.com to check out the review that's up there.
So I was up north this past weekend, and I was trying to read the review, and I could load the first like paragraph and a half, and then it wouldn't load because my server sucked. So I saw how you enjoyed the beginning.
I'll give it away. I like the game a lot. I figured that anyway. Well, I'm a huge Metroid fan, so like it didn't have to do a lot to like impress me, but really what it comes down to is like it is a hard pill to swallow at full price. That's really all that it comes down. It's like, oh, I got through this pretty quickly, and that was $70.
Yeah, but will it be fun to play through again on hard mode?
I think so.
It seems like the type of game that it's just fun to play.
Yeah, it's not easy on normal mode. So hard mode is like, all right, like start like be a gamer, like be a pro.
I can see it slowing me down a bit because one thing I love in any game is getting a perfect parry. And I feel like I'm gonna hate myself for it, but I am gonna be like determined to try and figure out how to at least occasionally parry the Emmys.
Yeah, good luck.
And I know it's like a 1% chance of getting it.
I've never had it happen, and I have when I was getting caught by it, because I played the first maybe 2 hours of the game, as soon as I got caught, I just put the remote down, I walk away because I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah. No, there is a visual cue. It's when
when it flashes. Yeah.
And it's precise. I think it's like 1 or 2 frames that you have to get it on. It's like really precise. But near the end, I would say 50-50 on it.
I was gonna say it's the same
the timing for it.
Same visual cue as parrying the Guardians in Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But I'm guessing, is there not an audio cue that goes with it? Because that was probably the easiest thing in Breath of the Wild, was that there was the audio cue where it'd do the really high pitched ting, and if you press the button right when you heard that, you got the perfect parry every single time.
Yeah, this one doesn't really have the audio. I always just relied on the visual cue.
Okay.
And later in the game, this isn't so much of a spoiler, but later in the game there are Emmys that are faster and or slower Like they mix up when that queue happens, and those ones messed me up a bit. But yeah, I liked Dread a lot. I want more. Like it made me want more Metroid, which I guess is a good thing. Like I finished. It's funny because I finished Dread, and then I was like, oh, I want to play another like 2D action game. So I went back and played Mega Man for like. It's not exactly the same, but I just played like a bunch of Mega Man all night because I was just in that mood to like. I want a 2D game where I shoot stuff that will kick my ass. That's what I want right now.
Well, I think I was talking about it last week, but I haven't played much Metroid in my life. I always played Mega Man. And like I said, that was kind of my shooty arm game.
Arm game. I didn't play either, and I played some Dread this weekend. Just to add on what you're saying is I got further than I did. I think I mentioned on the 3DS Samus Returns, I think is that one. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah. Yes.
I got that. I was like, this is my Metroid time. I'm going to get into it, and I couldn't do it. I gave up pretty quick, like within a half hour. Gone back to it 3 or 4 times, still couldn't get anywhere. But this one, Metroid Dread on Switch, seems to be a lot easier. Like it's similar, but something about it clicked a little bit better, where I was able to get past the first. I beat the whole first area, and then I moved on to the next one. So for me, that's a lot. Like you're probably like, okay, that's like nothing, but for a game that's as difficult as it is, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm pretty pro with this.
It's such a short game that it might not feel like you're that far in, but you're on your way. Like you're a decent. Like there's a counter on the map. It says how many Emmys are left. There's only like 7.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and the first one's a gimme because it's like a tutorial one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden, but there's like just like Emmys remaining. It's like X out of 7 type. Okay. You always kind of you have a good idea of how much game is left in front of you, basically. Because once you take out the last one, you're wrapping things up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do like I haven't played it yet, obviously, but I like the story of like how they got there, how the Emmys ended up there, and how it's a very generic story. It's a kind of a trope that's been used many other times, but I like it.
It's interesting.
I got the amiibo, but it's not within arm's reach, and I don't want to get up and find it. But the Emmy amiibo is really nice.
Do you think they're gonna have DLC for this because it is such a short game? Do you think they're gonna try to pump that out? Because if they do and they're charging for it, I think people might be mad because I have heard it's a short game. Just playing through it regularly without collecting everything. I'm just curious to see what you guys think.
Can I cut in really quick before Alex answers it and say maybe we should wait for the NSO conversation before we discuss DLC?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair because this is a good tie-in for that. So I'll be quiet about that.
I will say though, the ending is pretty definitive. I won't say what it is, what happens, or anything, but I have a hard time thinking like what kind of deal. Anyway, you guys finish the game and then you'll have an idea.
I think I will finish. This is one I'm. The fact that it isn't super long, I think, is motivating to me because it is like I really enjoy it, but it is such a like. I take 3 steps forward and I feel like then all of a sudden I take 4 back, and I'm like and dying over and over and over. But it does feel satisfying when you beat something that was pretty difficult. So
yes. And that's one of the better parts of it is like, yeah, you die. Like I think with 54 game overs, there's a counter at the end. Like you get a little counter on your save file.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think I ended up with 54, like around there. And like none of them felt cheap. I never felt like I was like, oh man, this game is too like is brutal. Like it's like you always overcome them.
Jeez, I wonder how many I'm gonna have. It's gonna be like triple that. I literally got mad at the game because I was up north, so I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have cell service or anything to look things up, so I'd get stuck, and all I want to do is go online and look at a walkthrough for something, and I can't. And I'm like, just keep looking, and I'm like, I literally thought I was at a spot at least 3 or 4 times where I got myself stuck. I'm like, I can't go anywhere. I can't go through this door. I don't have something to go through here. Like, I'm stuck. This game's bugged, and I would just get all pissed off, and it was just something stupid I had to do after me looking for 20 minutes, but...
I'm down, Jaffe.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know if anyone saw that article.
No, I didn't, but I laughed anyways to make you feel good.
Oh, no, David Jaffe.
Yeah, I figured that's who you were talking about, but I didn't know anything
about
it. He also got lost.
Yeah, he posted an article where he was upset about Metroid and games like Metroid being too hard for the current day audience. And the big reason is he was saying there's a lot of points in Metroid where you have to shoot a wall that there's no indication you have to shoot it.
That's where I've been stuck. It wasn't.
But they do say at the beginning of the game, just shoot.
It did say that, and it isn't like I don't think it's that hard where it's like completely unbelievable that something like that's happened, because usually you're stuck in a small area where the parts where I was stuck, so it's like it wasn't the entire map I'm going around, so I haven't been stuck like that yet. It was just like I'm stuck, I can't leave this area, and I had to do something like shoot the wall. So that was that. But
playing a lot of Metroid games, like having played the older ones, like that felt like second nature to me. Like I was like, you just shoot the walls, like something will reveal itself.
Yeah, that's I didn't think of that. I'm new to this type of game, so I have to start to think that way.
And that's the thing, like there's an argument to be made that it's not a very newcomer-friendly game. Like even in the story, it assumes you know what the Metroid story is. It's like, oh, you know what these things are.
I honestly do think it is pretty fair, though. I don't think it's too hard. I'm pretty bad at games, and if I'm doing all right, I think everybody else will be fine. Like,
I will say it's definitely an older game thing. Even early on 3D games, I've realized it in the replaying of Spyro. There's a lot of times where you have to just break through walls or break through floors and stuff, and there's maybe like a little crack in it, but it blends in with everything, and you don't notice it if you're just like running through the level. And it's like you finish these levels, and you're like, I'm missing an egg, and all there is question marks next to it. Like, how am I supposed to know what to do for this? And it's literally one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you had to headbutt this little piece of wall in this part of the level, and there's an egg hiding behind it with a dragon inside. Duh. Why didn't you find that? Like,
it's funny
so it's
that
definitely,
they were different like podcasts and stuff I've listened to. They talked about how handholdy like the new Far Cry game is, and Far Cry 6 is. They show you like where you can climb and everything. I don't know if it was. I know in like I think it was 4, maybe even 5 Far Cry where they would paint it yellow and would show you. It was just so like easy. Like it was never like you're going out trying to find something that you could do. It was here's what you can do. Go and do what we've told you exactly what to do. And that kind of is so far on one end of the spectrum. Like this just kind of ruins the fun because you're basically being told everything you can do and it's not fun. So this is kind of the opposite side where it's like we take away the hand holding and we kind of say go and do it. And I can see where you'd be really upset about it because I know I get mad at Dark Souls when it does that, but I don't know. This is kind of I'm enjoying it. I don't know where the whole point of my story is going, but I'm enjoying this game. It's not too hard is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So what else, Alex? Was just dread-filled weekend with some Mega Man?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been playing the Caligula Effect 2, which is interesting. It's a game. Sure. I didn't like the first Caligula Effect. I reviewed it for the website. You can check that out. The second one's better but different, and also like I don't know how I feel about it. Kind of
yeah, this game looks.
It's hard to say how I feel about it because it's got a really cool premise and story. The writer is the writer for the Persona series, so you would expect that pedigree to be there, and it's just cool. But the systems and the gameplay just let it down all the time. So, yeah. I don't have much to say on it because I'm still kind of working through it. It's just kind of a weird JRPG.
Interesting. All right.
Look forward to the full review.
Yeah, I bet people are holding their breath now. They're so excited for that. This glowing preview you've just given us. I can't wait.
I upsold it so well.
Jeez. All right.
If you like the first one, get the second one. There it is. There's my review.
That's fair. I guess we can go
there.
With that.
Yeah.
Don't start with 2. No sense.
I don't know if 1 didn't go over so well. I don't know if I really want to go for 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Then I will go for me then. So I took the last 4 days as my new Switch gaming time because I was up north with my wife celebrating our anniversary, and
hey, congratulations.
Thank you. In a cabin, we didn't have good internet, and
4 years.
I just wanted to play some Switch games, and she brought her Kindle, and we just laid on the couch together and played games. It was like the best.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It was
just getting away from regular life.
Just awesome. I cannot tell you how nice it was, and the weather ended up being pretty terrible, which usually I would be mad at, but sitting inside a cabin with it like raining on the roof in the woods was just perfect. I couldn't even complain. So we didn't get out much, but I played quite a bit of games. I started with what did I play first? I'm trying to think. The Lego Marvel Superheroes. I finished that up and wrote the review for that when I was up north. I had to wait to find internet to send that out to you, Alex, because that was a pain in the butt, but I ended up finding a McDonald's that we were at, and it all worked. To
everyone listening, I don't make Kevin work on his anniversary.
He
didn't tell me it was his anniversary.
No, it was fine. I actually really liked, like, I felt like an author or something with my laptop in the middle of the woods, like typing this out. It was really nice.
You were Alan Wake.
Yeah, it's what I literally kept thinking that in my head, and I was like, I want to make this reference to my wife, but she's not going to get it at all. Yes. So I played through that, finished it up. That was fun. It's a Lego game. It's basically, my review talks about the same thing. It's a Lego game. It's a fun game. It's got some problems, and it's an older version of it just ported to the Switch. But had fun with that, and then I jumped into Metroid Dread, and we kind of talked about that. Played for a little bit, but I was just like, I'm not feeling this right now. The TV they had up at the cabin wasn't great, so I was like, I'll play this at home on my like bigger TV when it was easier to play. So I was looking through the games. I have all these Switch games. Like, what can I play? And I decided on Monster Hunter Stories 2. I was like, okay, I think I can get into an RPG. And I'm like, I don't know anything about the Monster Hunter series at all. I never played the first Monster Hunter Stories because it's impossible to find now unless you want to pay a lot. And I really like it. It's pretty fun. Yeah. I can't say I completely understand all the battle mechanics perfectly because it's a little unclear. But I keep just playing and I'm doing okay. And it's stupidly addicting because it's quite simple. They'll like walk around the world and pick stuff up. And it's got a little bit of a Pokemon vibe by collecting monsters and growing them and like breeding them and basically from eggs. I guess you're not breeding, you're just stealing eggs and playing with the genetics with them. But it's pretty cool. I probably got 5 hours into that, maybe a little more. And I'm like so excited that it's a turn-based game because like I love to have my like play in bed like handheld game, and this is gonna be it for quite a while because there's quite a bit of game left for me. So I don't know. Have either of you played this game before?
I played the first one on 3DS.
Do you have it on 3DS?
One of the lucky ones.
Yeah, well, you can still just get it on.
But it was still like $40 digital. I didn't want that.
I mean, that's what I did. I did it like a year and a half ago. I almost did that.
So, kind of jumping into this, the next part of my story after his gaming, on the way back, so we were up in Traverse City, Michigan, which is, if I looked at my little Michigan map here, I live down here-ish by Detroit, right? So up here-ish is like where Traverse City is, and people listening, whatever, it's like a very famous like travel destination, and Guy Fieri, whatever his name is, owns like a house up there and loves Traverse City and all this stuff. So it's like a vacation spot. But as we're driving back through the state, there's a place that's called Saginaw, Michigan, which is not like a big city. There's like a university there and overall kind of in the middle of nowhere town. And we found 5 used video game stores within 15 minutes of each other. My wife and I.
The local economy runs on video games.
I had no idea why. In the middle of nowhere. And we went to all of them.
Well, it's because they don't have good enough internet.
That's what I kept telling my wife.
Everyone still needs the hard.
I was like, we need the physical copies of all this stuff. So I kept telling my wife, I said, we're going to go in. I know what we're looking for. I want to see if they have Monster Hunter Stories 1 cheap enough for me to want to buy. And I want to get Dragon Quest 5 or 6. Those are the things I'm looking for. So I was unsuccessful in getting those, but I did find Monster Hunter Stories 1, but it was for $75, and I just couldn't do it at that point. I just couldn't do it. I was like 60 I could consider, because I'm like, that's like a regular
that's American. Price. I was like, I'd pay that, but I was like, I would pay that.
American.
Well, your dollars.
And it sold terribly out of, like, on 3DS. It just didn't sell well.
Yeah. One of those like late era 3DS games that none of them sold
and Monster Hunter Stories 2 sold quite well for a JRPG. So that's only inflated the price of the original game because now everyone's like, I want to play it.
It makes me more mad because the original is on, I think, Android and iOS, but doesn't have controller support, and I don't want to.
Oh,
just
that
sounds
sucks.
rough. So
well, it's the same thing like you said. The other games you were looking for are Dragon Quest, and it's the same thing that has happened with Dragon Quest. Is Dragon Quest 11 or 11S?
Shot the price of those up like crazy because I own Dragon Quest 4. I bought that for $20 like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and now that those are all like insanely priced. So I did find I couldn't find Dragon Quest 5 at all. I found Dragon Quest 6. They had it no case, no anything, just the cartridge for like $95, and I was like, nah, I'm still just gonna emulate it at that point because that's still kind of a lot. But we did come away with my wife found some Funko Pops she wanted, so we got a couple of those from Avatar: The Last Airbender, so she was pretty happy.
And that's awesome.
And then she watches.
Great show.
Which characters can we ask?
Yeah. We got. I can't remember if she had Iroh or just bought him because I just saw him on her
yes, best character.
And then
also the narrator from Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Right.
I never caught on.
I heard that.
I looked it up
about
instantly. I was like, "This is Iroh." Looked it up. It is.
We got him. We got Avatar Aang in the Avatar state, which is like a supersized one, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
We got Mei, which is like Zuko's girlfriend, and then we got one more. I don't remember who it is.
No.
They had this place in like this random store in the middle of nowhere. Had them 2 Funko Pops. It was 2 for $16, which was a great deal because these were like brand new ones that were just released. So we had fun just looking for those. We don't have like a ton of Funko Pops, but there's certain ones I know like my wife really likes to get. And then she got 2 from Inuyasha. She watches that show and she loves that.
Yes, great show.
I don't know anything about it, and she's like telling me, I'm like,
I have a handful.
I feel like I need to watch this.
I have a bunch of them actually. I have a whole box over there that's full of them. But
I have.
This is probably my favorite one.
I can't even see what it is.
I own, so I keep it next to closer.
It's a bigger screen. Who is that? I don't even know who that is.
Stain from My Hero Academia, and it was a Comic-Con exclusive during COVID. So because it was a Comic-Con exclusive, they did a release with it through GameStop because of COVID.
I don't even know.
And I was able to. I got it for like $10. Like I got it right when it was released, and was super pumped because.
See, most of the ones I have are like from Fairy Tale, which is like my anime show. But
that one has an exclusive sticker of some sort on it.
I just noticed that it says AAA anime exclusive. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even remember where I got this. I've had it for a while now. But it's like I want to take them out of the box, but I'm like too nervous to. So it's like I hate that. I don't want to be like that guy who just has a bunch of boxes in his office, like because I have some other ones open. Like here's my favorite one. Last show and tell, I got Avatar Korra doing all the bending.
That's pretty cool.
Just so badass.
I remember when these things came out, they were so plain, like the Funko Pops. Like they were just in the same pose all the time. And I'm fighting a sneeze. But like now, like the ones you guys are showing, like they got like all these like accessories and like
that one's
little
awesome.
light bulbs.
Yeah, I like all the like extra stuff they have. Like
Manja and Vegeta.
They got pretty. I see all the ones I have are all Fairy Tale. I don't think anyone watches that show but me.
Oh, I mean, it's on my list. It's literally on my anime list.
Okay, well, if you get to that show, we got to talk. I will start watching something that you watch because I just want to talk about Fairy Tale with everyone.
Oh, I've watched a lot.
They just announced that they're going to start. I don't know if it's just because they have like the manga for like a sequel for it, and I think they're going to start doing anime and in English. So it makes me happy, so I can continue to watch it and not have to pay a bunch of money for manga that I don't want to pay for yet.
Agreed with in chat, by the way. Soka is best boy. Avatar talk.
Yes.
I actually don't fully agree. I'm gonna have to say Zuko. But
I'm torn.
Oh.
I do like Zuko. Okay, so last non-video game related thing, but it's still nerd related.
Oh, just talking anime.
So my buddy's a flight attendant, and he's always asking me for like shows to watch because he has tons of downtime on the plane. He'll download a video and he can watch it, right? So I've just been like throwing shows at him left and right, and he goes through stuff so quickly. Like I had him watch Last Man Standing, the like Tim Allen sitcom, and he went through it in like 3 weeks. The entire series run, and he's like, "Good show, good show. What's next?" I kept giving him stuff. So he came over to visit me, and I was working from home, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna put you in the living room and put some show on, and I'm gonna work." So I was like, "How about Avatar: The Last Airbender? Have you ever watched it?" He's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Dude, we're the same age. Didn't you grow up watching this?" He's like, "No, I never really watched cartoons." I'm like, "This is better." I put it on. He got addicted to it. and he went all the way through all of The Last Airbender and all of Korra in like 2 weeks, and he's messaging me going, I've never been so emotionally attached to a cartoon characters before, and like I was like, oh man, it gets worse. Start watching more anime.
The books keep the story going too. Like they're not done. Those Aang and Korra stories are still going on. And
so we have like a Christmas like gift exchange thing where you like a Secret Santa, and it's like a $200, $150 limit. So I just added every one of like I was at Barnes and Noble, the bookstore, and I saw all the hardcovers, and I put them all on my list. So I'm gonna try to get all of them.
One last super short anime thing I gotta throw in here, just because I see in chat, Jet Black. If you haven't watched any type of anime in a long ass time, check out Attack on Titan. I feel like that's the easiest one for someone who isn't in anime to get into, but that's where I'm gonna leave it at.
Attack on Titan's I agree with that. That's a really good recommendation.
It is really good.
I'm finishing the last season now. Yeah, it's not easy listening or easy watching.
No.
I'm finishing the last season now. I think I got like 2 or 3 episodes left, and it's just bonkers.
I'm a bit behind now. That is a really good show.
That's you still have half a season because they only aired the first half of the fourth season.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah. It's not actually done yet, but yeah.
All right, more.
Have you guys? Dang, never waited more. Have you guys watched 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix?
No, but it is.
It's
something I'll probably get to. It's not anywhere near the top.
It's pretty good, and they just put a new season out. But this is game related because I randomly was able to pick up the game for PS4 for that, and I know nothing about it at all. I just randomly purchased it because I saw. I'm like, I've watched that. This looks cool. It's on sale, so I'm excited to see how because I know how anime related video games can be. They can either be like super campy and shit, or it can be it can be decent Dragon Ball Z.
A lot of times it's just like recapping the story.
Yeah. Which is sad because and in the chat I can't see the name because this chat's moved over.
Yes.
Someone just said
Demon Slayer, and that game did come out this week.
Yeah. So I had that game pre-ordered at Best Buy, and I canceled it because I saw some of the people talking about it early that was just saying it wasn't as great as it should be, and it was pretty quick. But I really like Demon Slayer, but there's just not a lot of it right now. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. Getting away from anime, I'm sure everyone's... Actually, it's funny. We're trying to get away from anime, but it's the most conversation we've had in the chat in like a year. So maybe we need to be an anime show.
Oh, I'd be super down for that. I love anime. Can I throw in my
dinner
anime recommendation? It's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's on my list too. That's like top 5 of things I need to watch.
Would be my second one. Yeah.
Before watching it, I was like, I liked anime, but it was always like that, it's okay. I watched that, I was like, I'm into this.
That's how I felt with Fairy Tail. It just spoke to me. I'm like, this is literally everything I've ever wanted in a show.
I've been super into Friendship.
I started to watch I love Friendship. This is the best. I started watching Hunter x Hunter, and I'm still torn on if I like it or not. It's the wildest, dumbest show, but it's kind of fun to watch. But it's like a game show every time you watch it. I don't know if you've either of you have watched it before.
If you can get past the old episodes and get into the new stuff, you'll like it a lot.
So
there's a lot less filler once you catch up.
So do you mean newer seasons or the newer remake of it? Because I know they had because there's 2 versions of it. There's the old version, and the new one is almost exactly the same but just newer. I don't fully get it.
I mean the old version, but get through it. Well, I guess that's the only one I watched. I can't speak on the actual remake.
Because I'm watching the remake, but I thought it was supposed to be the same as the original. I don't know. I had no idea. I had a recommendation. I just clicked on it on Netflix and started watching it. So, but I'm 3.5 seasons in. It's getting better, but it took some weird turns, man. I'll tell you that. So. Okay, anime done. Sorry, guys. Hang in there. Video games are coming up. So, yeah, I played Monster Hunter Stories 2. Didn't buy the first one. It was too much money. Bought Funko Pops. Watched some TV.
There's a Monster Hunter Stories anime on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Really?
There's your tie-in.
Okay, that kind of works there. There we go.
Great segue.
That was most of my gaming. I played other random just Switch games, but nothing that I tried to get Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and I want to like that game, but something about it just doesn't click with me. It seems too rough. I don't know if I'm just not to the right point yet. Here's my problem with all those type of games, and I've played other Fire Emblem games on the 3DS, and I like them. But I hate when you have to move characters one by one. I wish there was like a drag and drop. Like I just want to move all 6 of these guys. I just want to move them up a little bit, and it drives me nuts. That's like the biggest complaint.
I've never been super into the tactics style games. So
yeah, there's a lot to love, but there's some things that just bug me. I'm sure I'll try it again more. Another thing I don't like about it is on the Switch Lite, it's almost impossible to read the text. So
that's fair.
Oh,
that drove me
is
nuts.
good.
I wish you could increase that, but
playing it, I was just playing it on the regular Switch, but every time I took it out of the dock and played handheld, I was like, this is miserable. There's a lot. Actually, that's not. I mean, it's a problem with that game. It's a problem with a lot of Switch.
I don't run into that problem too often. Like I played a lot of the Lego Superheroes game, Marvel Superheroes on the Lite, and it was fine, no problem at all. But then I think that because it is a text heavy game, so more text involved with Fire Emblem. But
Xenoblade gave me a really hard time in hand.
I was gonna say it seems like more the JRPGs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alex, my friend Jeff, I gave him the recommendation for Xenoblade on the definitive remake of the first one, and he just finished it and he loved it. And he played almost the entire thing. So he's visiting his wife's family in South Africa, and he's playing on his Switch Lite, and he played through
shunned them all to play Xenoblade.
Yeah, and he just finished the DLC for it too. So
wow,
like he played a ton of it.
That's like if you, I mean, I don't know how.
Oh, he's a completist.
But like that's,
so he played through
like 200 hours.
He played a lot.
I'm curious. Just that we're on this topic.
Yeah, go for
it. I'm gonna
it.
ask chat how many people in chat play any type of JRPGs, whether it's anything from like the typical Final Fantasy down to like the strategy or the even more weeby JRPGs, if you will. I mean, I know one on my list is the Atelier games. I would like to actually try those out. So
I don't get those games. I'm playing one of them, and playing, I say loosely, it means I've started it and haven't gone back to finish it, and I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. Like, I'm trying to think of which one it is. I can never. How do you spell the name?
Ryza.
Yeah, that one.
Or Atelier.
Atelier, but yeah, it's Ryza.
Okay, so yeah, we got Final Fantasy 14. If they put that on Switch, okay, yeah.
Persona 5.
Yeah, I agree.
That
would be.
Persona 5 is great.
Persona 5 is one of the greatest games I've ever played. I've got 130 hours in Persona 5, and I'm still not done.
Last night, I just pre-ordered Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I'm like chomping at. I cannot wait for that game to show up in a month.
I don't know how I feel about that game. I couldn't stand playing 4, but.
Oh, then you'll probably hate 5.
But I loved Persona 4 and 5. So do you think they've learned from, because those games came out, I think 5 came out in between, 4 came out around the same time as the last Shin Megami Tensei game. Do you think they've taken more from those games and put it into this newer one, or do you think it's still?
Yeah, they said they did.
Did they? I don't know anything about it at all. I should start with that.
You're saying you didn't like Shin Megami Tensei 4?
Yes.
It has an 83 on Metacritic, so I don't think they're going to change too much. I think
they're not changing much about the game itself, but the mechanics in the game, they are taking some of the stuff kind of from Persona, just the modernizing of it.
Maybe I should look at it.
Because the Shin Megami games, I've never felt all that modern, I guess.
They feel cheap. They feel cheap.
Well, the majority of them have been on handheld.
Which is fine.
And they're very it's that grid. I think what I really never liked about them is the grid-based dungeons.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're getting rid of that here for more
they are. They're
traditional dungeons.
More like Persona in that respect, and then having the actual monsters in the overworld and everything like that.
Yeah, Persona. Jet Black saying in chat, Persona 4 Golden and Vita was fun. That game blew my mind. Having the Vita at the OLED screen and playing Persona 4 Golden. That was another vacation game for me. I spent over 100 hours on that during my beach vacation playing that game. I literally was like, I was with a bunch of my friends, and I rented these cabins on a beach, and all my friends are out drinking and partying, and I'm playing on the beach on my Vita. Like, what a loser. It was just so good, though.
Yeah. No. Oh man, I need to play that.
Yeah,
game.
and Jet Black also sorry, I keep interrupting you. He said that Persona 5 is free in PlayStation Plus, which is true, but Persona 5 Royal is not free, which drives me nuts.
Right.
Because
and
I
it's
wish
only if you have a PS5.
Yeah, it's only if you have PS5. But it makes me mad because I wish I could just get it and download it on my other PlayStation, my PS4 upstairs and 5, because I have to carry the disc with me to switch it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Sony makes this easy.
Yeah.
They make crossplay easy.
The annoying part about that is it's like, yeah, they tease you with the Persona 5 being in the Plus, which is great. Like, it's great. It's like, okay, sweet, I have this 100-hour JRPG I can play here. But there's Persona 5 Royale, and you can't transfer your save data. You have to replay the whole 100 hours to get the extra 20 hours of bonus content. And it's like, why? Like, I might as well just pay $30 for the Royale.
Like, I didn't play.
I did, but
well, I bought Persona 5 originally, never opened it. I still have it sealed in my basement steel case, and just waited to Royal to play that one. And I'm glad I did, because I didn't even know how much they changed because I didn't play the first one until looking it up. And I was like, I could not have played through this game with like limited ammo and stuff like that for the weapons, because that would drive me nuts. There was another. We were just talking about something, and I was going to bring up another JRPG that.
Should we? Oh, go on.
No, sorry. What were you gonna say? Should we
I was gonna say, should we go? Should we get onto the Nintendo Switch?
We should. I'll think of the game in like 10 minutes too, and then I'll just shout it out.
Don't we want to talk about Chrono Trigger?
Oh, wait. I mean, we can.
Vagrant Story.
No, don't talk about Chrono Trigger, because that's another game I was trying to buy, but it was like $120 today when I saw it.
I mean, you can get it on 3DS online, but yeah, I know it's not physical.
Here he goes. Here it is.
It just happens to be right there.
Wait, how did you say you could get it on where?
I think either 3DS. If not, you can get it on the Wii U.
I don't think you can.
You can't get it on either of them?
I thought I could. I know it's on Android again, but it's not the way I want to play it. I want to play it on my DS.
Yeah, no, I agree with Jet Black in the chat on that one too. Chrono Trigger on Switch, where is it?
Yeah, dude, what the heck?
Why don't they just put the Super
give me
Nintendo
these
version?
dumb games I missed that I want to play. It's just so frustrating.
Just put the Super Nintendo version on Switch, and everyone will be happy.
I guess. All right, I'm going to stop looking at chat now. Jet Black, you're destroying this show. We just want to talk about everything you say.
I love it.
Legend of Dragon. I've got such negative opinions on Chrono Cross. I'll move on.
I remember the game. The Digimon art JRPG series. Those are good. That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, those are good.
The Cyber Sleuth game.
Cyber Sleuth.
Oh yeah.
I played that on Vita right after I played Persona 4 Golden. Okay, all done. I'm cutting us off. No more. I'm not looking at the chat no more. Sorry, we'll come back to you in a bit. Came here to blow it up. Hey, it's good. We're having fun. Okay, so jumping into news. I'm sorry, guys. I blew up my section of gaming. I played 2 games we talked about for like 45 minutes. So Friday, we had a Nintendo Direct for Animal Crossing, or an Animal Crossing Direct, and I expected it to go like, here's some new furniture, and maybe something new, there's a new holiday, we're doing so-and-so this way, or whatever. All of a sudden, we got like was it 45 minutes? It was like this long-ass video, and I didn't even watch it live. I was watching it live for about a few seconds, and then I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't really have good cell service. I'm not going to try to, stream this here, because I was up north. And all of a sudden, I'm playing my Switch, and my wife just starts going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, what? What's wrong? She's like, the amount of things they just announced for the Animal Crossing is crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? So we're sitting there. We downloaded the video, let it buffer through so we could watch part of it. And we watched part of it, and I just see like they're adding like a way better designer for designing your home, for like items and for your yard, and like you can scoot next to objects that are close to each other, which like
that's so big.
But that's like
so big.
These are all things that were such turnoffs for me, because it's like I do love to like go and like I love to go decorate a little place, like make my own game room in my Animal Crossing house, or have a cool kitchen and stuff. But I couldn't stand you just have to like throw it out, the item, and hope it lands in the spot you want, and then you can kind of turn it carefully. It was such a bitch.
Yeah.
And then like you can't put your couch too close to the coffee table because you just can't use it, and it just
the fact that you can squeeze through like that now is like I got more excited about that stupid little feature than
right? Isn't that crazy? Like something so simple. So what are your guys' takeaways out of it? Just the Animal Crossing features. Let's not spoil the next part yet. So out of the Animal Crossing stuff, how did you guys feel? What were you excited about?
I'm excited that I have a reason to go back to that game. Like it's been over a year since I've touched it. I really just dropped off and wasn't really interested in, because I made my island. It was nice, and I was like, okay, there's nothing new to do. Like it's exactly what I want it to be. But now they're adding, the nicer houses that you can remodel. And this is just I'm just thinking about the free DLC. I haven't even thought about the paid one yet. But being able to remodel your houses, new things for your villagers to do, cooking and farming. Like that's like, oh, it's Stardew Valley now. That's
I know,
great.
the farming was awesome.
The game just became interesting to me. Like usually I was like, nah, okay, it's something. It's for somebody. It's not me. I do that same shit for a bunch of games, and all of a sudden I'm like, maybe I'm an Animal Crossing guy. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think for me the house designer thing, like for the people like going away. I know this is the paid part of the DLC, but the fact that you now can like go to work and design houses for people that looks like fun, because that's like a legit task. You can sit there, you can buckle down, and it's like, okay, I'm doing this exact task, but I get to put it's my own creation, but there's a goal in mind kind of thing. And that's exciting that it's not like just I'm hitting rocks for 5 hours.
Yeah. Having like a purpose makes the game fun for me. Like if I'm just doing it on free will for fun, I get bored. But if there's reason and like, oh, this is my task to do and I complete it, I'm going to get paid. And if I, it makes sense. Like this was more fun, I think. Like there's purpose.
It's funny because we're just describing a job.
Yes, exactly. We are. I want to work.
Have you guys heard or played this one, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, which is that's what they're doing. Yeah. So this game sucks. Play that at all. This game sucks. I'm not talking about what they showed on the Switch looks a lot better. Sucks. Well, what's wrong with Happy Home Designer, the 3DS game, is there's no reward for anything. You build a house, like you design the house, the villager you're making it for will always love it. You could make like, oh, I want the friggin' soccer themed house, and you make them a house like the moon, and they're like, I love it. There's no, and you don't earn anything for this, which made it like a really pointless game to play.
Yeah.
But for the Switch version or the DLC, you get stuff. You unlock new things for your island. You unlock, you can have access to rare items. You can then remodel your villagers on your island's homes, which is big. That's never been a thing.
No.
So I'm really excited. When they first showed it, I was like, oh no, they're doing Happy Home Designer again.
Yeah.
But they actually added, like, it's actually a game.
The fact that you like the skills you develop in that like job thing, you can bring back to your island, like you said, and use to make your island like easier to do everything. Also, the other thing they added that was huge for me, like seeing it, the fact that you can build a ladder and leave it somewhere, like such a simple thing, but I was like, yes,
exactly.
They definitely are listening to what people wanted. That's not a very Nintendo thing to do. So it was quite nice.
It is frustrating, though. They're putting for the free update, they're cramming it all at once, and I'm like, we couldn't have spread this out over the last year and a half when no one was playing this game.
Right.
Like,
there was just nothing to do.
Sprinkled it out, but
sprinkle in farming, and then a month later add cooking. So it's like, oh, that's why we've been farming.
Yeah.
Now I can cook things with this stuff. They could have probably done it like that.
I've got to completely redo my island now because I'm like, I didn't set aside place for a farm. So I got to.
I just want to start over because I haven't played in so long.
I'm still living in a tent. That's how little I've played of that game.
No, you started the game.
I know. I've watched my wife play over 300, 400 hours of it. I just didn't feel like playing.
Wow.
I was like, well, I've watched you play. Like, what's the point? Like, I know what's gonna end up here.
Yeah.
And my wife was pissed because she's like, you're on my island, you have a tent, and she's trying to make my yard look nice and stuff. She's like, you bring down my value. You're awful.
She won't get the
5-star.
Pretty flowers. Yeah, they give you.
Oh, she's got rating. Yeah, but she's got 2 islands, so don't worry. She's solved that problem.
Oh, okay.
She plays on her. She has this. We literally bought her a Switch Lite so she could play on a separate island, and then she plays on our other Switch. I was like, okay, sure. Glad we could do this, but that looks pretty exciting. So, Animal Crossing stuff was like the big part of this, and then the very end of it, we get a surprise drop. and they go, well, you can go and buy this for $25 US dollars, or you can jump into this, and the screen switches over and it says, oh, the expansion pass, which is going to come with for what is it, the N64 games that we talked about previously, the Genesis games, and this DLC that instead of paying for it, you could just be part of the subscription, which is going to be an extra $30 a month, or I'm sorry, a year for our Nintendo subscription, making it for a single person. I got to say this right because I kept screwing this up. For a single person, it came to $50 a year for everything. And then the world collapsed because, one, we weren't expecting to hear this at all in an Animal Crossing event. Yeah. And two, $50 seems like kind of steep for the content we're getting. And we don't exactly know what other content is coming exactly with this or what's going on.
Yeah.
So
it's only $10 less than PlayStation
and Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so I think one thing that could have helped is if they had released some sort of roadmap to be like, okay, well, we're increasing this price. You're getting this DLC, but every month going forward, we have 3 new N64 games and one of our DLCs will become free for an existing game or a new game. Each month you get, if each month you get a decent value, I think if they could have advertised that, it would be worth it. But I don't have any faith that that's something they would do, and I know they won't have a roadmap.
No, they won't. It'll just be when they feel like it. We can tell them we made something. It comes out in a week.
That's what they're doing with the current like NES and SNES games. They come out whenever they feel like it.
Which is stupid. I hate that because then it's like I never know about it until all of a sudden I just randomly go on the Nintendo Switch Online app and I'm like, oh, when did they release this? I don't remember hearing about this.
I think the first thing that I asked that I questioned myself with is, okay, they're giving you DLC as part of this. What happens if you unsubscribe? You lose access to the DLC?
You do. It's partial. It's weird. They said for the Animal Crossing DLC, you lose like partial access. Like I think it's if you've bought any of the items you have bought in it, like in the Happy Home Paradise DLC,
they just disappear.
You do get to keep so to clarify, because we didn't clarify this earlier. The only part of the DLC that's included is the Happy Home Paradise, because the main update is free.
Yes.
The Happy Home Paradise. Yeah, the Happy Home Paradise is the only paid part for the Animal Crossing DLC. But so what they clarified is if you stop paying for the service, you lose access to the Happy Home Paradise, like going to work, working on houses, all of those things. But you still get to keep anything you've earned and brought back to your island. And that's how they clarified it after, because a lot of people were curious how that would work.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does kind of, though. It kind of precludes that they can't ever, at least for other games that I'm thinking of, like how if let's say they want to do the Breath of the Wild DLC this way, they can't really take that away from you if you finished it.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing.
It's not an ongoing thing.
They took away my motorcycle.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just one of those things that says in order for you to play, this requires either a subscription or you need to purchase this. If they could throw something like that. Because I see what you're saying. Because it's like, well, I've already played it. Like, what if I just don't want to pay for it anymore and I don't even want that extra stuff? I just want to keep playing. So I guess it does get kind of messy, especially when it's mix and matching. But
my God, what if they built into the game that breaks down and you can't put fuel into it until you pay for your Nintendo Switch Online subscription?
You go to like put in your things and it's just like you have to put in like your credit card. You have to drive the bike to a gas station. They added like a Chico looking gas station right in front of Hyrule Castle, and you have to pay like a tap card to be able to.
It's like when you used to play an arcade game and you die and it comes up and it's like add 50 cents to keep
add another quarter.
Yeah, and there's a counter going down.
This is the future of online gaming with Nintendo, you guys. Everybody.
They're going to the '80s style. Just throw your quarters at the screen.
So, with all this is the big news was really that we finally got a price point for the N64 and Genesis games, which they had previously announced but not specified cost. How do you guys feel about the cost of this? Like, outside of everything else, like if you just think, hey, this is a package deal, you're gonna get this DLC for Animal Crossing that you get to use while you have the subscription, access to a handful of N64 games that have online, capability, and then some Genesis games, which I don't think anybody will play. What do you guys think?
Take that, Genesis.
Take that, Genesis.
Well, I think that's more because all of those games were already released on the Switch.
Yeah, but I've not played them on the Switch already in that collection because I don't care.
And I still don't want to. Yeah, no, I agree. Alex, I don't know if you have a thought on the price. I'll let you go first.
Well, it's probably $800 Canadian, so I don't even know if you can do it.
Yeah, I know. Mortgage my house. No, I think the price is
ass. Come on, you can't even spin this. That's terrible. There's not even good games to play yet.
I would be okay paying that price.
There's okay games.
Just Ocarina of Time.
That's basically all I'm thinking of.
Paper Mario, Mario Kart 64, win back. I'd be okay with the price if they promised that they were going to actually make their online better. Like, they're just throwing old games, I don't care. If it's just gonna be, oh, look, pay more for N64, pay more for Genesis. Oh, we're adding Game Boy Advance, pay $10 more. That I want to be able to play Smash Brothers and it not drop. I want to be able to play Splatoon without disconnects. Like, that's
roll back
what I want.
netcode. Well,
netcode, yeah. Like, give me.
The thing is, they don't have any of their own servers.
Right. No, they don't. But
that's what we pay for.
They're masking that.
But that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, look at. This is,
like,
look at this game. Oh, we threw that in. Great.
For Xbox and PlayStation, the reason we pay is because they have their own servers for their big games. Yeah. Like, Microsoft spins up a shit ton of servers. Sorry, language. Family-friendly show. But spins up their own servers for Halo. Like, granted, didn't go well for MCC Collection. Don't like to think about that, but hopefully for Infinite, it's going to go much better. But that's Nintendo, like you said, they're just hiding behind these games that are 30 years old at this point. It'd be like, look at these games. Sure,
look at the nostalgia we got all going here.
And the thing is, if it was $10 more, nobody would be questioning it.
Yeah,
but it's because it's 150% markup. With all that said, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a hot second. In that one of the things they do, and I can see how a lot of people will sign up for it, is the family plan for $80, and you can have up to 8 people on your family plan, and you can just do that with a bunch of friends or whatever.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you can.
So if you get, for $80, you get 8 friends to sign up. It's $10 a person for a year. That's like nothing. And one thing that Nintendo would have in that sense that the other companies might not is the other companies are home consoles, and a lot of times you just get one online membership and everyone in the house can, take turns playing the game if they want to play it online or something. Or maybe you'll have a second online membership, like 2 for the year. But Nintendo, you can have 5 Switches in a household. You have 2 parents, 3 kids, maybe all of them have a Switch because the Switch is handheld. You can have Switch Lites.
And then your wife one for Animal Crossing.
Right. And then
it adds up.
It adds
up. And then
if
everyone in the family plus cousin down the road, something like that, like everyone wants to be on one membership, they can. And then the $80 doesn't seem bad at all for what you get for getting these old legacy games. Like now it's like, oh, this is a good deal. Like I just paid
but you're expecting me to have all these friends that want to join this and do all this. Like
you're expecting me to have friends.
Yeah, you're expecting me to have family and friends that all play video games and like me enough to share an account. Because that's not happening in my life. It's just the 2 of us, and I have a family plan, so I'm gonna have to pay the $80. But
Nintendo's like, I think they're like, well, you asked for these games to have online capabilities, so we assume you're playing them online with your friends. So just sign up for the family membership.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not doing that.
I'm just playing them against myself and my 5 Switches.
Yeah, I just want to play Paper Mario. Please let me play that. That's it. Yeah. If you told me Paper Mario was coming to this in November, I won't even be complaining about this service. I'd be like, okay, it makes sense. I just want to play that again. I never finished that game. I got to the very last boss, and I couldn't beat Bowser. So it's been holding over my head for years. So there's where my money wants to go for this online service. But
you know what I really miss on Switch? And like when the Switch came out, I was probably like I wouldn't have said this, but like over the years, a real virtual console where if you just want Paper Mario, you could just pay $5 and it's yours.
Yeah.
And like that's still one of like the Wii U and the 3DS's best thing is like this. You have this big collection of retro games that you can just buy. Like everyone's freaking out about the Castlevania Advance collection that just came out on Switch. All those games are on Wii U. Okay, granted, you have to have a Wii U, which is kind of an issue for a lot of people, but they were there. Like they were just available. Like all these N64 games, except maybe Banjo and maybe Winback, I guess, are like on the Wii U. Like it was just nice to be able to like pick and choose what you wanted to buy and just build your collection.
Maybe you don't want everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish they had marketed the Wii U better. Because it was a good console.
I love the Wii U.
I wish they didn't lie to us about the Wii U, because I still remember that intro video where they were golfing and the thing was moving, and I was like, that's going to be the greatest thing ever, and that was not even like really a thing.
I was in the audience. I was at E3 2011. I was in the room when they showed that, and I was sitting with my coworkers at the time, and we're watching this, and we're like, is this a new console or just a controller? Like we had in the room, we did not know. We were like, I don't know what they're showing us.
What is this?
I had the Game Informer magazine that like showed it off, and I remember like flipping through it, and like I was sitting on the couch at home, like I was home from college or something, or I might have still I guess I was probably still in high school when they first announced it. What year did they announce it? It was like oh no, I was in college then. Okay, so I was home from college, must be. I just remember I was sitting on the couch and like just showed my dad. I'm like, because we had a Wii just sitting there. We did like Wii Sports and stuff as a family. And I just showed my dad. I'm like, oh, look at this. They're making a controller to go along with the Wii that has like a touchscreen. You can do this stuff with it. And I was like, I had no idea. Like, at that point, I was playing Halo and Modern Warfare 2 were my only games I played on Xbox 360 for like that. Yeah, that generation of time just for a little bit.
Mountain Dew and a
bro. Oh yeah. Yeah, so
Doritos XP.
Oh yeah, no, I was like freshman, sophomore year in college. That's what it was for me. Was those games like just a bunch of sweaty dudes in a room drinking Mountain Dew and playing Modern Warfare. Like, but I still loved the other stuff. Like, I had my DS at college. I was playing Heart Gold at the time.
Were you walking around campus like I was with the pedometer?
No, I wasn't doing that.
Was me. I had it in my backpack. Like, no one will know I'm getting my steps in.
No, that was Kevin. That was me too. I had that one, and I had the Wii Fit one, and I had them both like clipped on, and I was like such a pro. I was like, watch me, look at me game, guys.
Me and my roommates both had all three of us had pedometers. We'd walk around campus with them. We get back home, like, look how many steps I got. I can't wait to put this on my DS. Losers.
I'm glancing at my Wii U game.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, so there's still more to come, hopefully, in this saga of the Nintendo online pricing, and it
comes out in a week from today.
Yes,
the 29th. I thought it was
25th.
25th. Okay.
Yeah. So
oh God, quick. Is it the 25th? I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm just gonna trust you guys. Well, real quick then, are you guys subscribing for this the minute it's available? Yes or no?
Oh, damn it.
Oh yeah, I know. That's part of why I played Devil's Advocate and did the family pricing thing, is because I know Nintendo won't budge on it. It doesn't matter what people do, because the average user is going to pay for it if they want to do those things. And a lot of people have nostalgia and want to play those games and don't have other means to do so. No one bought a Wii U, for example. But yeah, because I'm going to split it with myself, my girlfriend, her sister, and her brother. And we're going to split the $80 package 4 ways. Okay. And it's going to be $20 a year for each of us.
That is a perfect case for you, so you'll be doing it. Alex, what about you?
Oh, I'll be doing it. I mean, I'm the sucker who's gonna sign up for that. I've already pre-ordered the N64 and Genesis controller.
You
so
got both of them?
Jerk! I tried.
I want the
That's
N64
$100.
controller.
I think the 64 is on back order, but the Genesis one they're giving.
Oh, I don't care about that.
No one cares
honestly.
about the
They're
Genesis.
trying to pay people to buy the Genesis one at this point. Like I went and I was like, all I wanted was the N64. And Genesis was still in stock. It's like
I have the Super NES one, and like one thing, like these are wireless Bluetooth controllers. You can use them for anything. I've been playing like Steam games with my wireless SNES controller. I'm like, oh,
yeah, but what would I use an N64 controller for? It's not even like.
The thing is, I'm probably not gonna. I would order it for like having it. I use this for so many things I do on the Switch, especially retro stuff because of the D-pad.
8-bit Does are very nice.
Yeah, I love the 8-bit Do Pro Plus. Like.
I mean, that's nice.
And they have the new version of it, the Pro Plus 2 or whatever, that actually has like the switcher on it, so you can switch between 3 devices and it'll save the profiles. You can put macros into these controllers. You can do so much with them, but they're also just a good controller.
So okay. I'm
just looking around my room. I'm such a money pit for Nintendo. I've got like all the amiibo. I'm like, oh,
the Nintendo tax. You just got to pay it. I think that's exactly what you guys are gonna buy this in different ways and family pack, whatever. I'm probably gonna pay for it too and just.
I don't even want to play any of the games.
It's for a year $80 because I'll do the family pack too with just my wife and I. It's not horrible, I guess, but it does seem like a lot now. It's better. It's a lot more than that $20. I'm hoping that Paper Mario shows up. I know they teased it during that direct.
Oh, it'll be there.
And some other games I do want to play, but
Majora's Mask,
which I've still never played. So that game I never really.
The thing
played.
is, the thing is, the part I have a problem with I'm so excited to see Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on there. What I have a problem with is they're not the 3DS versions. Which are the better versions.
Wait, they don't have any other upgrades? It's still just the complete N64 version?
It's just no, this is just an N64 emulator, essentially.
I thought they were doing a few things. I've never really played
They're adding online.
Okay, I knew that.
That's it. And that's it.
And that's it. Besides that, they are just the raw N64 versions of the games, which means they're still just going to have the 8-way camera controls instead of like on...
It's fine. It is perfectly fine.
It's gonna work.
The 3DS version.
I like the 3DS version.
I think it was.
I have the 3DS. I think we never opened it for Majora's Mask.
We had Jeff on here one time, and he was the one who agreed with me that Majora's Mask on 3DS is utter garbage. So bring him back on.
Bring him back.
Like Majora's Mask on 64 has been and continues to be my favorite game of all time. It is a masterpiece. Like even like after like playing Xenoblade or any modern game, I'm like, no, Majora's Mask is my favorite game of all time. I was so excited for the 3DS version, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart in every way imaginable. Ocarina of Time 3DS is fine. I like that.
Wait, what? Okay, without going into full detail, because I know we're just sidetracking him, but what makes the 3DS one so bad?
Okay,
it's like 3 things, just 3 things.
This is killing there's one big thing that kind of bleeds into other things. On the 64, in the original version, because of the limitations of the 64, there's more eeriness. There's more like fog and shadows, and that's just like the limitations of the hardware, which make the game really creepy and make it very. There's an atmosphere to it. On the 3DS, it's so clinically clean that it loses a lot of its nuance. It just becomes kind of as an expansion pack to Ocarina of Time. They also they made some changes to change the difficulty. It made it more like easy, but to like a point of like, stop holding my hand now, game, let me play. And they screwed up the controls for when you're a Zora and you're swimming, and it never feels right. Those are the 3 things I hate about Majora's Mask 3.
Okay, well, I will figure out what to do about that now, because I was hoping to play it, but now I'm not.
I still bought it. I bought the collector's edition, and I bought the gold 3DS of it. So hey, I'm a money stick for Nintendo.
You are the.
I did have to. I just wanted to be able to call you out. So I went to the website, but no, you have it listed as your favorite game. I can't call you out. I just wanted to see because I knew you guys had favorite games listed on there.
I don't even know what mine is on there.
Yours is Pokemon Blue, Kevin.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
My childhood copy of Majora's Mask is like one of my most precious
That's
possessions.
in great condition for like a childhood copy of a game box.
Yeah, my Ocarina of Time copy's all beat up. I sat on it one time.
So okay, we're moving to the next story. But to add to that, so all those game stores I went to, the one store I went to, it literally had every single game, no matter what it was like shrink wrapped by his own doing. And I was so happy to see literally everything shrink wrapped because it kept them all in such good condition. I wish all used game stores would do that. Okay, so Nintendo stuff, we'll catch up and see what other games get added and whatnot.
They make me so mad, but I keep giving them money.
Yes, agreed. The last story we have is not huge, but is a little disappointing to myself, and I'm hoping some good news comes out of this. I've got here saying that 7 weeks after the launch, which is not too long for a game that, that was kind of a big deal, Alien's Fireteam Elite on PC has now less than 800 people playing. This was a couple days ago.
Poor souls.
It was just yesterday, not even a couple days ago. So, a game that was doing pretty well on PC from, the all-time peak was 15,000 for that game, which isn't too bad for, a smaller type game. But I was really hoping to grab this a little bit later down the line when it went on sale and hopefully, play it. But there may not be anyone to play with at that point. And I was kind of telling you guys in the pre-show talking about this. I want to play, but it's hard to convince my friends who are not big gamers. They buy 3 games a year. Like, why should they buy this game that's just mediocre when there's other things I'd rather play? So, I don't know. It's kind of sad. I'm hoping, the good news I'm hoping out of this is maybe this gets so bad that they go, you know what, we need to throw this on Game Pass and get other people playing this, or give it away for free on the Epic Game Store for one of their free weeks or something. Like, we need to just get the player base up, have people play this because it's a fun game. We just need more people playing.
It reviewed really well. That was came out in August, and no one was talking about it, but like other like press websites and things like that were like, "No, this game is good. Check it out."
Yeah,
it never caught on. Like it never.
I think there's just too many other games like it coming out that have
Back for Blood, exactly.
Yeah, that people already know of. I'm gonna put something in chat just because, and not in the YouTube chat, not our personal chat. That this story just made me think of. And you guys can go look at the PlayStation Time Tracker for this game. That was a PS Plus game back in, I believe, March or February. I think it was March. And if you look at that graph on player count for this game.
Oh, you put it in which chat?
Just our regular, the one we're talking in right now.
I can't switch it.
Oh my
it screws up our thing.
Oh yeah, no,
that
Alex can see it.
So describe this to me. What are we looking at?
Destruction All Stars.
You're looking at a crater.
Yeah, Destruction All Stars.
Oh, that free game?
Literally, from the start, almost had nobody playing it. It was supposed to be a $70 game at launch, and they decided 1 month beforehand to make it a PS Plus game. And it still had nobody playing it.
No, they could have saved it so easily.
Historically, 13,000 total sessions.
Jesus. That's...
They could have saved it so easily by making it a Twisted Metal game.
I was going to say Twisted Metal or Wreckfest.
Wreckfest, yeah, that's another good one.
It just give that name. Twisted Metal, though, easily. The creator of Twisted Metal wanted to help them. He's like, guys, I'll help. And they're like, no.
No, we know what we're doing.
There's always that it just made me think of that when you guys said the Alien Fireteam thing. I was like, this is if they Game Awards, they have like the worst like fail of the year. Those will both be on there.
The fail of the year. Yeah, probably.
And like I don't think
it's depressing.
I don't think Destruction All Stars is even that bad a game. I haven't played it.
It was okay. Like
I was gonna say, I'd like to say the same thing, but I didn't even download it.
I played it for
not one of those 13,000 sessions.
One time, 2 times. It was okay.
Oh, you're 2 of those.
There you go.
It might have been 3. Like, I don't know if I got that far.
A considerable fraction of the player base.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even like when that game came out too, it's kind of the same problem as Aliens is having now. Is that there's a lot of other games in like that competitive. Like, there's only so many hours in a day, and you've got games like Warzone and Fortnite and Rocket League, all these like big multiplayer games that they're just time sinks. You're gonna play these games until you are a pro for a lot of people.
Yep.
It's hard to get into something new. It's hard to like break into that. So I wish Aliens Fireteam. What? It's not. I don't think that's its name. I don't remember.
Aliens Fireteam Elite. You're close.
Yep.
What's the non-elite version?
I think this is.
I wish it the best,
even though it's got it in the name.
I wish it the best.
Yeah, R.I.P. It's going down. Hopefully it'll. I mean, hopefully this isn't great, but it'll bring discounts, hopefully, or something for us, hopefully.
Maybe they should do a free weekend.
I don't know.
If it's as good as it reviewed.
I was just looking at the Steam reviews. It did. Steam reviews right now are very positive. On all reviews and recent are mostly positive, and that's 9,000 on the very positive. Like 9,000.
So run a marketing campaign and do a free Steam weekend, where it's like free to play for 4 days or something. Like, you don't get to keep it, but it's free to play for 4 days, and then you can buy it on like a 15% discount afterward. That has helped a ton of games.
It's only $40 too. The studio, Cold Iron Studios, looks like they don't have anything else they've made. Just Aliens.
You know what this reminds me of? Maybe it's because it's the Aliens franchise, but remember that Predator game that came out on PS4?
Yeah.
No one plays that either. Like,
it's weird. Why would you choose it? Like, the Aliens franchise is such an older franchise that I don't think a lot of people that are maybe our age, who are kind of like the main gamers as of right now and generation wise for this type of gaming stuff, like there's different types of gamers. I feel like gamers that would be playing this are probably, mid 20s to mid 40s, and maybe the late end might be Aliens people, but I'm not a big Aliens fan. Like, that was kind of before my time.
Love it. I friggin' love Aliens.
Well,
I'm not that much older
just
than
missed
you.
me. Because I don't know much about Aliens. I never saw the movie. Any of them.
My dad, a bit of a crazy guy. What he would do is, when we were doing like family movie night, and like I was like maybe 10 years old, my brother's like 7 or 8. My dad would put on movies like Aliens and Terminator and like all these sci-fi like horror movies. And so that was our family movie night. We never watched like Disney. We watched like Terminator because my dad was, oh yeah, no, it's a good movie. You'll like it. It's like, we watched The Thing when I was like 12. I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Thing, but it's like one of the most horrifying movies I've ever seen. So I love Aliens. Like, Aliens is like, I've got the anthology box set. Like, I love this stuff.
Do you have?
I don't want to play the. No, because that's.
Well, no, I don't have this one. It's nobody's playing it.
No, I gotta go play like N64. No, I gotta go the Sega Genesis games on Switch. A bit of love.
What if we do this? What if we all get this game and play it? Because I can't find anyone to play this with, and I want to play it.
I can't even sell you know what? If we're
Mike's face like, I gotta
go. It's just because I'm already trying to schedule time to play Back for Blood with my friends.
Right, which is
I want to play the good game.
That's a great point, Mike. Like, why would they release this right when Back for Blood's coming out like a month later?
That's my only issue that I can't think to buy. Like, I don't want to spend money on it because I have Game Pass.
And you're right.
Back for Blood just came out.
I haven't even thought about that because that came out a couple days ago. Like,
I just don't. I can't personally. I can't imagine wanting to spend my money on it because Back for Blood.
And that's on Game Pass. So
yeah, I can just play it.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose. Sorry, Fireteam Elite. I hope you make it through the next couple months because I don't think anyone's going to talk about you for a long time. It'll be one of those games that just can't exist anymore because no one plays it and you need online players to play with or something.
I'm just trying to think of like all the other online multiplayer games that I'm like, there's got to be at least 100 games more popular than this. Just trying to like muscle in for playtime.
That's sad.
Yeah, well, these types of games they're really fun LAN type games. Like, if you're going over to friend's place, there's like 4 of you going over, you all bringing your PCs or your consoles, and you just want to get on and play a game like this. Like the Left 4 Dead games, Killing Floor, and now Back for Blood, all these types of games, just the horde based, like, just silly shooters that you can just sink a whole night into with your friends, laughing and having a good time. they're great games, but just like you said, like coming out right next to Back 4 Blood, when Back 4 Blood is already has the Left 4 Dead name behind it, the dev behind it, Turtle Rock, and then they also have the partnership with Game Pass coming out. Like it was just from the start, it was just a rough timing.
Yeah, and like I'm just like. Microsoft's got Halo Infinite, which is a different kind of multiplayer, but it's coming out soon. Redfall is a 4-player co-op game, and that's next year. Deathloop just came out.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Extractions in January.
This game had no. This
Plus,
game
you have all
bound to fail.
Plus, there's all the ongoing stuff like Destiny that people aren't going to leave. So yeah, no, there's.
You're not going to convince anyone to like, hey, drop Destiny or drop Warzone to come play this. It's not going to happen. And like, it's being tied, like Kevin was saying, like tied to the Aliens name. You might be like, I don't like that. I don't like that series. Like,
okay. Sorry, I was going to say question for both of you guys. Try to think of a single, and I might just be blanking, but a single recent, I guess specifically American IP. Movie franchise or even TV show franchise that has been able to come over with a successful video game over the last 5 to 10 years. There's tons of Japanese ones with the JRPGs and people love the anime games and stuff, but that's why I specifically said American IP.
Do Lego games count?
Kind of.
They're Swedish.
Yeah, but they make it work. The Lego games were the one I was thinking of, is like they make it work with the superhero games and the Star Wars games and stuff. But that's it, and they're not going for the traditional game. No. They're spinning it off.
Yeah, it's
because the closest thing would be Marvel.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marvel would probably be the closest, because like Marvel Ultimate Alliance was a pretty decent game.
That one's good, but the hardcore one that Square went after with the Marvel's Avengers to try and capitalize on Marvel Avengers crashed and burned. Like,
well, Spider-Man did well, so that's on the opposite end of that. So
yeah.
So I guess, but that's I don't know.
I'm racking my brain. I'm like trying to think of every single game that's come out in the last 5 years.
Because Alien isn't as big as Marvel. I guess it's putting up against
In the chat, we got Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that.
That game's fun. That game's fun.
Have you played it?
I have. I played very little. I got it right before I left this weekend, and I played for like 20 minutes. Very little time. I played
I've heard mixed reviews. But I think it's one of those things. It's like, if you're really into fighters, I've heard there's like some really quirky things that it's like, some of the slow attacks are fast and some of the fast attacks are slow, and not everything seems correct, and like timing seems off with stuff. But then again, like if you're just trying to get some friends together and have a good time with some Nicktoons characters, who cares?
I mean, I think the Nicktoons thing is a big plus. If it was like random characters I didn't know, I probably wouldn't be too interested in it. But I get to play as Aang and Korra, and I just got them talking about before the show started, you guys, how much I love them and all the anime stuff. So that to me is huge. But is it a great game? I don't know. Is it fun? Probably. I'm definitely gonna want to have some guys over, and we have we do a yearly, well, almost yearly, except for last year, chili cook-off and play Smash Bros. And now I want to incorporate chili cook-off with Nicktoons.
Yeah, no, I just want to play as Danny Phantom. I'll be happy with that.
I love Danny Phantom. I do love seeing all the, like, it's kind of like the Smash Bros. Like, what characters do you want? Like, all these Nicktoon ones are like, what characters do you want? And like, there's a couple shows that I wish they would add some characters from, like My Life as a Teenage Robot. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old.
I thought they did.
Show. No, she's Jenny. The robot's not in it. And I was pissed because I
thought her silhouette was literally on the cover.
No, because I thought she'd be perfect for that game.
Oh,
she's not in there, but. All right, I think we can call it here because we're just dragging out. We could talk for hours. Sorry,
I'm
guys.
I'm still going through lists of games to see if I can find one that answers the question.
I was thinking Harry Potter, because they used to have Harry Potter games that were pretty good, but that was quite a while back.
I came up with Sam and Max. That's how bottom of the barrel we're at.
I don't know if that counts.
Watching my cat in the background of the stream slowly plan her destruction to knock all those signs off that shelf.
I'm like, those signs are coming down, aren't they?
I'm gonna have to grab her 1 second.
No problem. The cat's taking over.
I was thinking, I was like, what about Witcher? But I was like, that was a game first. It wasn't a TV property first.
That's true.
It's also, you said American, and they're Polish.
Yeah, they're Polish.
There we go.
All right, well, we'll think about that. Maybe next week we'll come up with someone or another franchise that is successful. So, Mike, that was a good question because it is pretty tough. So I don't know why
I'm going to lose sleep over it. I'm going to lose sleep.
Yeah, I know. No, I was. So I was sitting here for like 15 minutes trying to think of a good one.
What about Lord of the Rings? Like that one.
The Shadow of games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. The Shadow of games.
Something that was pretty popular.
I did think of one.
What?
Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, yeah, Star Wars.
That's a good one.
That's American. Nah.
Yeah. So I guess that's one.
It's just tough.
But yeah, there hasn't been a ton. There's been a lot more, I think, failures trying to bring those IPs, like trying to bring movie or TV show IPs over. Where I guess the reason I was asking is because if you think back to like early 2000s, PS1, PS2 era, if you saw like an IP of a cool movie, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get that game. Like I don't care. I'm getting that.
And every movie had a game.
Yeah.
I paid full price for the Ring of Fire video game on GameCube, and it was garbage. But I bought it. I don't have it anymore though. I got rid of it. But
that
was a horrible game.
Different thing then.
It was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything had it. I remember like just dumb movies all had video games for it, and I wanted all of them too. I'm trying to like look up lists. There's so many. I remember like I'm trying to think of like dumb ones that came to mind that was like, oh yeah, as soon as you're done watching the movie, go get the dumb game.
Jackson's King Kong was actually a really good game.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was a pretty decent game. That was on 360. That was like a launch game, wasn't it? Around there.
It was on 360 and like GameCube, PS2. Xbox.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh.
I remember seeing that before, and I did enjoy that. But all right, we'll cut it off here. We're going on forever. I know. I gotta.
This has been a very.
We've been all over the place.
We have, but I've had fun, you guys. I won't complain. Hopefully, people listening are enjoying it as much as we are.
We should do. I know we're video games only, but like as a side thing, we should do an anime.
I would love to do that.
Just look at chat really quick. Zahi in chat goes. Zahi usually keeps us on track.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, hey, Zahi. Yeah, internet was down. He's back. There was he goes, there's 20 minutes of anime talk that someone's telling him he missed. Oops.
Yeah.
That's not true. I mean, it is true. It's not false.
All right, next week. I don't know if I'll be here, but you guys all come back with your anime recommendation as well.
The list will be a mile long.
One anime recommendation a week.
Person?
Has to be. I feel like that it should be like a thing. Like you get 30 seconds to sell one anime a week each person.
I kind of like that. That's fun.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go watch some new things.
That's all you get. You get cut off. Sell it in 30 seconds. Go.
Your mic, Kevin will cut off your mic, and that's it. You're done.
I'm just gonna come into chat and like grill you guys. That was 32 seconds.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Find us at linkcablegaming.com. All the socials have been on the screen all night. I'm sure you've already seen them. And I guess if you're listening, you should check us out on LinkCable1 on Twitter. We'll just say one of them.
And Mike, what's your channel at?
Oh yeah, I am.
Where can the good people find you?
Over on Mike's Nerd Cave on YouTube and Twitch as well, for both of those. And on Twitter, I am at. I think it's Mike's Nerd Cave. There might be. I don't think there's any spaces in it there either. And same thing on Instagram. So.
Perfect.
All of those places.
Well, thank you for joining us yet again. Hope to see you back with us. I'm sure you'll be a familiar face because you're always fun to have on.
Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Alex,
fourth member.
Yeah, no, it's always a lot of fun to come on and do this.
Zahi, he's saying in the chat that his internet went down right before the show started. We had like a little pre-show talk, and then all of a sudden he went robot with his voice, and then he just got cut. So sorry you had to miss us out, but glad you could join us in chat for a bit.
Yep.
So yeah, so thanks. Alex, any final words you want to say? He's thinking. For those listening on audio.
I'm still thinking about those games.
Okay. All right, we're ending this. Good night. Good night, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.